Why Chicago is poised to take the spotlight in Hollywood's decline. Chicago's plan to rewrite its role in film production. Summary: Chicago is experiencing a steady decline in film production, and workers are missing out on opportunities as work shifts to cities like Atlanta, New York, and Canada. While Los Angeles is grappling with a significant drop in filming, Chicago has the talent and infrastructure to step in, but it needs to act decisively to attract productions. Chicago is losing out. Not a dramatic flood of losses, but a slow and steady bleed. While production in Los Angeles has plummeted, with on-location filming dropping 22.4% in the first quarter of this year, Chicago hasn't stepped up to claim the space left behind. Instead, production work and dollars are being funneled to Atlanta, New York, New Orleans, and even further afield to Canada and the UK. Cities like these have designed strategic blueprints to lure productions through aggressive tax incentives, state-of-the-art studio spaces, and proactive infrastructure support. Meanwhile, Chicago risks becoming the overlooked middle child of American production. The talent, resources, and infrastructure exist here, but the city needs to act boldly to seize this critical moment. Los Angeles is losing ground. Film LA's latest report warns of a deepening crisis for Hollywood. On-location filming declined by 22.4% in Q1 2025, with TV dramas seeing a staggering 38.9% drop in shoot days, overall television production declining more than 30%, and feature films falling by nearly 29%. The entertainment capital is struggling to retain its foothold, creating an unprecedented opportunity for secondary markets like Chicago to rise. Chicago is quietly equipped but undervalued. Chicago boasts 1.8 million square feet of studio space, including facilities like CineSpace, CineCity, and the Afield Studio. Add to that competitive tax credits and an expanding talent pool, and the potential here is immense. But potential alone won't cut it. Chicago needs a clear, aggressive strategy to position itself as a sought-after destination for creative talent, long-term productions, and studio investment. How Chicago can take the lead. For Chicago to capitalize on Hollywood's slump, it needs more than infrastructure, it needs vision and strategic action. Here's how the city can re-establish itself as a major player in the entertainment industry. 1. Woo Indie and Writers' Room Productions. Chicago isn't just a picturesque backdrop, it's a base. Writers' rooms and indie productions rooted in stories about the city should physically be here, not in Burbank. The city must offer aggressive incentives for creators to live and work within the communities they bring to life on screen. 2. Leverage geographic and economic advantages. Chicago can outmatch cities suffering from coastal fatigue. It's less expensive than Los Angeles or New York, grittier than Atlanta, and more accessible than New Orleans. The city's central location and lower costs make it a prime contender for productions looking to balance quality with budget efficiency. 3. Prioritize thriving formats. While big studio film work may be slowing, other formats remain strong. Chicago can double down on securing commercial production, docuseries, and reality content. With many major brands headquartered here, there's no reason their ad campaigns and content shouldn't also be produced locally. 4. Enhance tax incentives and cut red tape. To maintain momentum, Chicago needs to expand the Illinois film production tax credit beyond its current structure and streamline its permitting processes. A dedicated liaison between the city and production companies could ease logistical challenges and make Chicago a no-brainer destination for producers. 5. Attract streaming giants. With Netflix, Amazon, and Apple pouring billions into production nationwide, Chicago should make a clear and unapologetic pitch. Modern facilities, proximity to other major markets, and cost of living advantages put the city in a strong position to host large-scale streaming projects. Build for sustainability, not just buzz. Chicago doesn't need to chase trends, it needs to build long-term value. A studio task force could market Chicago's unique offerings directly to decision-makers at major studios, promoting stability, affordable long-term leases, and industry-friendly policies. By offering relocation assistance or incentives for multi-season projects, Chicago could lock down large-scale deals that cement its place on the entertainment map. Learn from success stories. Chicago has seen success with shows like The Chi, Once Chicago, and The Bear. These productions thrive because they connect with the authentic spirit of the city. Building on this, hosting regular events like a Chicago Production Weekend could directly engage industry leaders, bringing showrunners and development executives into the local fold. A new era for Chicago storytelling? Chicago isn't lacking in resources or creativity. It has an iconic cityscape, a deep pool of skilled crews, and growing numbers of boutique production companies. But for Chicago to move beyond being a backup plan, it must expand its studio resources, increase housing options for transient crews, and foster collaboration between public and private stakeholders. This is about more than civic pride. It's about seizing an economic opportunity and crafting a narrative where Chicago reclaims its place as a cultural engine for innovative, high-quality content. With every production Chicago loses to another market, the city loses jobs and chips away at its storytelling authenticity. A future-forward vision. While Los Angeles scrambles to regain its footing, Chicago has an unprecedented opportunity to take the lead. It has the infrastructure, the talent, and the creative energy to grow into a production hub for a new era of entertainment. But it requires decisive action and bold investments now. Now's the time to stop dreaming about what's possible and start building it. If Hollywood is chasing its past, Chicago can step forward to shape the future.